So, sometimes when we feel like things aren't changing, right, in our relationships, we're praying, we're prayerful, and we're like, okay, nothing is changing, it's easy for us to give up. And I think, you gotta pray over discernment, over who God is calling into your life. But I just got back from my mother's, and I just thought about how my mother raised me. Like, my mom raised me to be such a loving and kind person, such a forgiving person. And I really lost my way, dealing with a lot of people who I felt like were taking advantage of me, people who were being unkind and uncruel, or kind and cruel. And there are some people who were cruel, no doubt about it. But as I'm in this season and I'm working through forgiveness, not for anybody else, right? For me, I'm reading this book. I'm reading the book, Forgiving What You Can't Forget. And my therapist recommended it to me. And just within the first, I'm only like, a few chapters into the book, but just within the first few pages, she told the story about how she fell out with her friends on a summer vacation. And, she was so upset and she was so hurt, by, something that her friends did. She stayed in the parking lot when her friends got to the beach. So her friends are at the beach. They're having fun, they're laughing, they're making memories, but she's in the parking lot, staying in the car the whole event, right? The whole time they're at the beach, because she was so hurt by what her friends had did. And she said, that is what unforgiveness does to you. And it was something that it just completely, when I say it, spoke to me, because I've had many times like that where, I was hurt about something and I just completely robbed myself of the experience. I completely robbed myself of, the ability to kind of move forward and just enjoy the evening or enjoy the day or enjoy whatever it was in front of me, and by the grace of God, God hasn't brought this lesson to me and brought me on my knees to where I've had to, experience like grave loss. But I just think about all the times where, I've experienced that. And so in the book, it's a good read so far, but, I just realized that. And so because I had experienced hurt in the past, I was not healing and I was internalizing a lot of people's actions. But man, it's so hard to believe that, people do the best that they can with what they know, and I'm never justifying anybody's, bad behavior, but man, it's like, when you don't have the ability to articulate yourself, when you don't have the, the knowledge and the wisdom to handle certain situations, you really do the best that you can. And so forgiveness is for you. And I know a lot of times we don't know how that process starts. I do believe, like in the book and even just in my own life, it just starts with a willingness. It starts with a willingness to forgive. And you just start to see how life opens up for you, and how much lighter you feel and how much happier you feel and how you have joy in your life, And so when I look back on the people who supposedly thought they were getting over on me, I just don't think you can ever get over on somebody who's loving. They were never taking advantage of me. I wanted to be loving, because that's who I am. And I've robbed myself of my own happiness and fulfillment, for being someone who's always on guard, for being someone who's always like, looking over my shoulder, because, I'm feeling like I gotta, and of course, God didn't call us to be no fool, but at the end of the day, I know my heart. I know how my mother raised me. I know how God made me. And I have so much more happiness just being a loving person. And, is it always received? No, I'm not called to everybody, you know what I mean? But I could say being you and doing you reach a lot more people, and there's a lot more satisfaction in that, because you're walking in your authenticity, you're walking in your purpose, and God rewards obedience. So love you guys. Bye.